I'm a songwriter living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and moved here just a few years ago from the West Coast, up in the Seattle area. Recorded my first couple albums up there with a bunch of musicians. I was really blessed to get in the studio, some really talented musicians, and moved here to Tulsa to find a better life. Can't Sleep is a funny one. It's one of those songs that sometimes I write a song, I don't really know where it's going when I start it. We had this experience when we were traveling down in Baja. We were trying to sleep in this cheap motel, and these guys were outside our door just talking at the top of their lungs. And I threw the door open, and all I could come up with was, I can't sleep. And they all scattered off. But, a year or so later, I had that, I was laughing at myself, so I was like, man, I could have come up with so many things to say. But I had this, I can't sleep. And I was like, I can't sleep. And that just kind of started ringing in my head. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to work with that. So I got the riff, kind of started laying it out, and then I finally started realizing where this song was going. And it turned out to be, it's a song about, it sings like a song about a bad relationship, but really in practice, it's a song about addiction and dependency. I can't sleep with you sitting in the door. I can't find you anymore. Came to me with that message in your eye. Fool, it's plain to see I let you wear my warm disguise. Hiding from you, hiding from me, hiding from you. Hiding from me, hiding from you. Oh, 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 can't fight you anymore. I can't fight you anymore. Across the fall, I just actually wrote recently, there was that massive storm system that went through the Midwest, took out a lot of Kentucky, and I had been also having a hard time with a really good friend of mine. We were having a hard time communicating. And I was trying to work on a song about that difficult communication between close friends that sometimes can happen. And then this weather event happened, and it was just terrifying. And I kind of started to piece together like the similarities between the collapse of your local city and the collapse of like a friendship, and tried to kind of put those together metaphorically best I could. Not long ago, before the fall, it was easy to ignore. Rocks are spinning round, leaves lift off the ground, rain is seeping through the door. The cold is gripping, troubling the wind again. There's no stars up in the sky, it seems. I can't warm you with my soul, I can't hold you through the night. Lines of down, sparking on the ground, timbers laid across the door. Tried to call before the fall, guess I'm easy to ignore. The cold is gripping, troubling the wind again. There's no stars up in the sky, it seems. I can't warm you with my soul, if I can't hold you through the night. Spinning round, the cold is slipping, troubling the wind again. I see stars up in the sky, they beam. I can't warn you not to go, but I can't tell you if I'm right. One night stand is pretty straightforward. It's, you know, people get themselves in deep late at night, and a little too much to drink, too much water over the dam, and you end up making some mistakes you regret. You know, it takes two to tango, and usually both people wake up in the morning feeling pretty bad about how things went, and that's just straightforward tune. She said, I love you. He said, I love you too. In the morning, she left crying. He felt the same that afternoon. The magic was over when they found they both were sober. She shook her head. He said never again. Too much water spilled over dam. That's what you get with a one night stand. Magic was over when they found they both were sober. He shook his head. She said never again. Too much water spilled over the dam. That's what you get with a one night stand. Home with You, I don't know, I like to think of it, it's a fairly deep song. I started writing it. My wife was raised in West Village, Greenwich Village, Manhattan. And we went back and visited after many years, and it all changed, obviously. The whole world is changing so fast. And so that's kind of where this song came from. Like, I originally wrote it as a poem and then was thinking about it further. And it came out like, okay, well, I had the similar experience going home to my hometown, and I think we all kind of do. It's like, you know, it's a traditional story. You can't ever go home, right? And so, but then I started thinking about it as this broader picture of like, as a country, things have been changing so dramatically, and there's kind of a bifurcation, and people like feeling like they don't really belong maybe in some ways. And so there's kind of this thread throughout the song, it's kind of a metaphorical statement on like how we are one, you know, family, and we kind of need to remember that and love each other. And as long as we can love each other, we can find our home together. Came back to Greenwich Village after 23 years. Everything had changed except the liquor stores and gay bars. The record stores were closed, the coffee shops were closed except for Reggio. And the pier out on the Hudson is no good for making out. Just hipsters watching sunsets, families eating takeout, joggers dodging bikes, and incandescent lights and the tourists. She don't know if she's come back home. She don't know where it all goes from here. She don't know if she'll ever be back home. Wherever home is, it's no longer here. from a truck stop on the interstate junction, Highway 41. He was headed toward old memories, he was headed toward the sun, looking for a friend to remind him once again about the good times. By the time he hit High Garrow Street, he couldn't recognize the town. He walked the creek and side streets, hoping someone was still around. By the time he found the place, he couldn't recognize the face inside McCarthy's. He don't know if he's come back home. He don't know where it all goes from here. He don't know if he'll ever be back home. Wherever home is, it's no longer here. She was blonde, bright-eyed and beautiful. I knew she was the one. For the dark times of the funerals to the warm Hawaiian sun. Even when we fight, it always feels right to be together. We don't know if we found our home. We don't know where it all goes from here. We don't know if we'll ever find our home. No matter if we do, I'll always feel at home with you. No matter what we do, I'll always feel at home with you. Not Falling Down, I wrote in a fit of despair. My little brother passed away unexpectedly. He was like 30 years old. He died while traveling overseas. It was a terribly difficult situation. Involved the U.S. Embassy. We had to, it was a lot of work. And this whole time that I was going through this, I kept having these out-of-body experiences, like watching myself, just amazed that I wasn't just crumbling to the ground. Like that I just kept putting one foot in front of the other. And so that's kind of the impetus for the song, Not Falling Down. But I tried to leave, there's this. You're never sure you're not going to fall down. It always feels like you're about to fall down when you're going through something like this. But the human frame has a lot of stability in it, and you can hold up against a lot of weight. There was a chill in the air. Spent all day at the Midway, at the county fair. Neon air, There's wheels coming down. I never felt so heavy as I feel right now. How can it feel so heavy now? Feel like I'm falling down, not falling down, not falling down. We stood by the railroad tracks, waiting for our pennies to be flat, and the rumble of the rumble. I never felt so heavy. I never felt so heavy as I feel right now. How can it feel not falling down, not falling down. Never came home. Never came home. I never felt so heavy. I never felt so heavy as I feel right now. How can it feel so heavy now? Feel like I'm falling down, not falling down, not falling down. A Slight Breeze I wrote. I had a really good friend, a close brother of mine, who was he got married, and they were buying a house, getting ready to have kids. He was really excited about being a dad, and his girl stepped out on him and ended that relationship kind of in a surprising way to him. And so that song was written about kind of the things that he was going through, kind of this feeling that like you're part of this historical lineage, and it might turn out that you're the end, you know, and that's the impetus for that song. Sometimes I'm thinking about this old family tree. Roots that run deep, branches stronger than me. Right now I'm thinking about how you walked out that door. Creek breaks in my memory like an old rotting plank in the floor. Heart's full of knots, woodpecker knocked in my head. As I stand in the forest of the memories of the things that you said. One of these days, a slight breeze just might bring me down. You walked away, you pulled my roots from the ground. You walked away, pulled out my roots, dragging your chain from the heel of your boot, leaving me hanging from the end of the line. Try to start over, I don't have much time. Don't have much time. I don't have much time. My heart's full of knots, the woodpecker knocks in my head. As I stand in the forest of the memories of the things that you said. One of these days, a slight breeze just might bring me down. You walked away, you pulled my roots from the ground. Right now